Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to poLANd.tf. It's still day one of our group stage. We're still continuing here. I'm Turbo Tabs, and well, I can't remember which one of you two are. Well, actually, can not Steven give me a bark for me, please? Not Steven, bark for me. Steven, come on, bark. All right, Ben, can you give me a woo? Yep, come on. Yeah, that's the spirit, because the dogs, boys, the dogs have made it onto the stream. Yes, a LAN favorite here. The dogs are finally landed, and now they're going to be fighting up against the snaky Venomcrest. Ooh, or should I say, oh, ooh. Yeah, it is. It's an interesting matchup. Can a dog really fight off a snake here, Stephen?
We're going to have to find out, aren't we, in this one? But I will say the Venomcrest, the snakes, have been looking pretty decent so far, taking some close maps. That Mac versus Yak game is what springs to mind, and the dogs struggling a little bit more.
But yeah, let me try that. Give me that.
Hello. There we go. We seem to be all good now. I was just saying that, you know, the Venomcrest snakes, they seem pretty good so far. That Mac versus Yak game in particular, that free real nail biter. The dogs not quite had the bark in them so far.
Okay, I'm back.
Taking, you know, some rounds off of that 4-fence team. But other than that, I think maybe been struggling a little bit. But maybe this is their match. Maybe this is their time to shine. I don't know. It's hard to say.
Ben, they do say every dog has his day. As the dogs have any sort of days throughout their entire sort of day one? Have they had any sort of successes that you've seen with your own eyes?
I haven't caught too many of the games, but I've seen the results. And the plus for the dogs is they've been competitive against a lot of really good teams, right? They took a round of 4-fence. They've had a couple of other good wins in there. Like, they're definitely like in and around that middle of the pack. And they're a team that, like we've said before many times, they get a LAN buff. They're great on LAN, have a great runs in the past as Alien Workshop and as the dogs at the Uberfest last year. Like, I think this is a team we can't really write off, but like, I'd be lying if I said they aren't the underdogs coming in here.
Now, Stephen, obviously, Venomcrest are usually the ones that are kind of the underdogs in this, but they are actually going to be the top dog in this little fair. I promise I won't stop. But
how many puns can you fit into this?
Too many. Anyway, so obviously, Venomcrest used to kind of punching up. Are they actually as good as punching down, or do they kind of falter under the pressure?
We'll have to see. I think it could be Chaos Theory versus Chaos Theory. And I think that's what it really comes down to. You know, can they find some funny, sneaky plays coming from Sneaky the Cat? Potentially. He's been playing well so far, and I think if they kind of unleash and do some funny things, it should be good. We saw previous on the graphic, it looks like it's going to be Snakewater. That is TheDogs map. I was in the Uber with them last night, and they were literally saying, like, if we get on Snakewater,
Ben, grab that mic.
win.
You've got something to say. Grab
They
it.
are literally the snake team. Venomcrest are snakes. They're on Snakewater. You can't write them off on Snakewater, surely.
It writes itself. Oh, beautiful. Well, anyway, we're getting a nice tour this land. I was a little worried with the best of one system where all these teams are vetoing map one by one, that we might see Gully Wash like 7 times. But we're getting quite a nice variety here, aren't we, Stephen?
Yeah, so far it's been pretty good. I mean, we've seen a lot of sunshine, a little bit of process coming in. But yeah, it's nice to see a little bit of Snakewater. It's a little bit of uncommon maps. I think we've seen on the B stream some Metalworks as well. Came out earlier. So it's been pretty good for a day one. But obviously tomorrow, looking into those best of 3s, I mean, we're going to see plenty more maps. But King of the Hill coming out tomorrow, which we haven't seen today as it's not in the format.
Ben, have you been missing King of the Hill at all? Are you with the players in these little meetings saying, like, we want King of the Hill back? And the admins are like, no.
I like King of the Hill. I'll say I'm a convert. I didn't used to be my thing, but I just love the fact that, like, teams are always incentivized to be doing, they're always pushing, they're always against the clock, and I think it makes for great, exciting TF2. So it's a shame we've not got that today, but, like, you can have great, exciting TF2 on any map, right, on the right day with the right teams, and I don't know, it shouldn't make too big of a difference, but coming into tomorrow, yeah, I'm hyped for some King of the Hill.
All right, we're going to take it to our 2 animal wranglers here. They're going to release the dogs. Gentlemen, release the dogs.
Hi, I am Wandom. I am a human being. This is Sunny.
I'm not Steven / dash Benpl, actually. That's what it says on the graphic. I'm actually 2 people. I thought it was release the Venom, not release the dogs. I thought that's what the slogan was. I thought that's the slogan that they use, but
That's nice.
I don't know. I'm just trying to, like, you know, fulfill like their sponsor capabilities or whatever. Anyway, should be an interesting match, right? I think it's the first time we're seeing Snake on stream today.
I'm really excited for this game, actually. I think the Dogs are a team that shows up exclusively to LAN, and then they're like suddenly really randomly really good at LAN.
Yeah.
And like a solid mid-Div 1 team anywhere else. And it's really nice. They've been playing with each other for a super long time as well. This is, at this point, a European LAN classic.
Lucky back on the team as well.
If you've watched any LAN highlight video in the last 2 years, you will have seen like infinite Kasuke clips. And I want him to give us
something to look at.
We've had some on the stream, but not enough.
True.
And I trust Kasuke to go in and hit something.
How do you feel about the Danny and Piggy additions and stuff? I think that's making the map work as well here?
So, I don't think it's that bad. I mean, Piggy was playing with this team before, past. And Danny knows all of them very, very well. Should be okay. Has played with Sneaky in the past as well on Swift. But we are live. This is mid number 1 of round number something, but it's second to last round of the day here at poLANd 2025. On our way here on Snakewater Dogs versus Venomcrest, starting out fairly slowly. Neither team really willing to go across the point. One early bomb coming in through, and that's Danny on the other side as well. But Dogs, Piggy, Danny, and Yimpo all falling there as the counter aggression is coming out, and Lucky ends up falling. So it is now just Vanu coming in, cleaning up. Ultimately, a wipe for Venomcrest.
Very, very solidly done. They keep you on alive as well. That's what you love to see. That's a start you love to see if you're Venomcrest. They're going to easily be able to keep this rolling, probably into last, let's be honest here. Unless the Dogs can mount a crazy hold, this might be an over round already.
This is a pretty difficult last to push, however.
Yeah, true.
With the gun in the appropriate place, this could be really, really annoying to push in, even if you have a massive ad. It's not uncommon to see that take place. I do want to note that is Wild Piggy with, isn't that the wrench that like bleeds people when you hit them? Or is that just a skin? No, it's a skin jack. Never mind, guys. I'm not a pumper. I'm sorry. I don't play engineer.
I mean, look, you can respect the use of a skin, but it's an interesting hold. I mean, Uber comes in already. They really got to make the Sentry half work, and I mean, it's lasting for a while. Now it's going to be on how they rotate the spawns here and take the aggro. Piggy's already down to cap so much as well. They really get onto this point, and they just can't get to it in time. It's a clean first round for Venomcrest. I don't think that's much of a surprise, really, off the back of that mid-fight.
Yeah, no stickies on point means that Juno could just walk right on there. Impo just not in position in time to test it at all, and that's Venomcrest. Really fast round. That mid, it didn't look that bad for the Dogs, but then Venomcrest with the re-aggression comes in, cleans up, and as you said, that from there you just kind of roll straight in. Last defense for the Dog, not quite there. Focused on the gun early on, no one else playing the point. Round over, back to mid.
We'll see if this is going to be a different story for the Dogs. If they can find their way back into this, or if we're going to be seeing more Venom released into their veins as Venomcrest keep rolling on forward. Mid-fight, slow start, as it tends to be on Sunshine, waiting for, not Sunshine, sorry, Snakewater, waiting for soldiers to get across somewhere, and just a bit of peeking and prodding, they're jumping across, they're getting a few frags, aka the soldiers getting cleaned up, Piggy getting cleaned up. KN in deep behind us onto the combo, nice shot onto Impo, but crucially, Lucky still lives.
Lucky's alive still, but look at this. There's just no way you can fight this middle anymore, right? Sneaky building up the Uber, running out his medic on to last there, leashed up as well.
They will be able to hold a bit better this time, I think. I mean, look at that big Uber in Lucky's pocket, right? Surely this time around they have a better chance of holding this. And Snakewater, again, as you mentioned, notoriously difficult to push into, notoriously hard to push, easy to hold. So there's a chance the Dogs can certainly turn this in their favor. If they can get the whole set up here and they can bait Venomcrest into a bad push, Venomcrest screw up a little bit, easy chance for them to maybe reverse their favors a little bit, their opportunities.
There are stickies up on high there to maybe catch out potential bombing soldiers. Tyram just completely flubbing the speed shot. Goes in onto Impo anyway and eats the dirt there. KN wants to go in as well, but that's essentially going to denying him. 2 players down. It's a sack for Venomcrest. Don't think this is the end of world, but I wonder now, what do the rest of the Dogs do? They do have 2 pick advantages. It's Sneaky just on the sniper. I think that might just be it. He's on sniper. They're not going to aggress.
That's what they're working with here. They're waiting for this sniper to really get a crucial pick. Because at the end of the day, that is 2 sacking soldiers. You can send a counter sack if you really want to, but it's not like you can push out of it, right? So they're just trying to play it safe on the side of the Dogs. Very respectable. Seeing if the sneaky sniper can maybe work. KN picking up the rifle on the other side as well. So clearly Venomcrest very content to play the same game. Slow it down a bit. See how it works.
Sneaky was on the spy though in spawn, right? So he's going to know that there's a bit of an off class going on KN's side. See, Lucky is kind of playing around it, playing a bit
Watching
further
the
back there
angles.
on the hold. As both teams are in lobby right now. And like KN can sit here and like, what is he going to shoot at this angle? Lucky's not going to beat that.
Oh,
If he did, that would be the biggest cost to curse of Lucky.
Yeah, obviously, but you've been trying to get him to curse anyway. Varandu runs in, does not accomplish much at all. Danny does die on the side though, and so does Kosuke actually. Both soldiers down for the side of the Dogs. It's going to make spamming entrances a lot harder here. Nice shot onto Yak. Nice another shot onto KN. All right, Sneaky's hitting his stride, and that probably stunts any sort of push that could have happened as Eon has to pop as well to get out. I do believe the Dogs will have a very nice time, easily retaking second here. And maybe even carrying on forward further.
That's absolute disaster there for Venomcrest. Going in, they find no kills whatsoever. Their own Uber is popped. Everyone else dies to the sniper, and they get absolutely nothing from just trying to sack in a few players. Now Dogs have massive advantage here, and you really, honestly, don't really want to push this, or pop this rather, in onto mid. But Venomcrest doing their absolute hardest to make it so. That's one soldier. Falling already is KN, and that's a lot of space taken. But look at Tiram in behind, getting one kill onto Kosuke. Gets traded off, so now 2 soldiers down here for Venomcrest. Going to hold back, build his Uber up. It is 70% for Eon, not the end of the world. I think Venomcrest probably have stalled enough to where they will have this on second. And I wonder now, are there any kind of re-aggressions? There's still 2 soldier picks here for Dogs. They have to go fast. They're looking to go through grass.
Yeah, they gotta move really fast, and that Uber is gonna be in play by now, so it's gonna be an exchange if they actually want to do anything. So I think they have to play this more methodically than just bum rushing in at this point, and that's probably what they're looking to do. Yeah, take some ground on grass maybe. A bomb by Danny, getting a force would be huge. Unfortunately, he doesn't quite get the second rocket. Eon's just gonna be able to surf that one away, and I think that immediately turns it around for Venomcrest to send their own stacks in as well. Taking ground in Saw already very keen to get something done here, get some sort of aggression. Lots of aggression out of Impo for that matter. Really trying to shut down the Saw as best he can, but eventually there's too many numbers. Preking and prodding him. He's going to have to back off a little bit as well, and all they're waiting for on the side of the Dogs is that one bomb out of Venomcrest, which is just not happening. Danny is back in the fight by now. He's going to die in kitchen to Varandu, and the exchange goes underway in the meantime. Probably not want to have your roamer die on the flank, but what can you do, I suppose?
That's a really weird trade. I don't think it's that bad, but that is bad. Impo going down there in Saw, and this is a complete collapse for Venomcrest. Everyone falls in this post. Uber KN. Dirty little rocket there. I'm not sure if that actually counts in national, to be completely honest. That is a scout running in a direct line out of a window.
Through a door that he can't possibly strafe
like
away
there's
from.
not much movement there. So it is, I'll take it. I asked for a national. I did technically get one. Look at Piggy. He's just coming out on heavy. Okay. That does nothing. Okay, back spawning. This is, it looks bad for Venom, or for Dogs, right? But it's, Lucky can build up the supers, about 50% for him. Eon 70%, about 20% advantage. But look at Venomcrest. It's just going in so fast. It's a heavy up only, but it does so much work denying these soldiers. I don't know if they can realistically get it at all.
They're eager. They're very eager on the side of Venomcrest. They've got so much ground already. Mythic, they're already all the way into on the left side here. They haven't even had to use anything yet. Finally, they do. Lucky is getting very close to his own Uber as well. Not feeling the pressure at all for that matter. And their flank out of Danny is good enough to pick up Yak. Varandu gets taken down as well. He's going to easily get onto Eon here as well. Danny pulling his weight. Another cleanup onto K. And a little streak for himself. And Tiram left behind. Gets through. They have a scout watching. He erects him. Oh my god!
Shuts him down. Doesn't get the back cap, but that was beautiful there. Asked for some air shots, but asked for out of Kosuke. Never mind. Venomcrest delivering. Destroyed that piggy.
Another clip for Tiram. Another clip for Tiram. And it won't matter at all. It didn't even win them the round as the Dogs managed to retake second anyway and now have a chance to take it to mid. I mean,
moral victory.
Moral victory is something that matters to some, I suppose. Look, they're going to be able to get into mid here, right? They have a chance at least. It's a tiny ad for Lucky. It's certainly something they could work with if they're fast enough, but look how passive Venomcrest are already. I mean, they're a bit aggressive in kitchen as the flank, but that's about it, right? They don't want to risk anything here. Ideally, they get a force out, but they don't want to do anything more than that. They're not going to commit too much. They're getting mulched in Saw for that matter, and Yak actually dies as well. So it looks like they're just going to be able to take this for free on the side of the Dogs, and as good as it gets, probably.
This is a dead demo, though. You could definitely push off this if you're the Dogs, right? You can see there is one soldier aggression in window, and you have to be a bit careful that no one comes sacking you onto Lucky, but it is just a straight trade in onto Sneaky that does manage to fight the counter pop. Now it's just about doing as much damage, taking as much positioning as possible if you are the Dogs. Soldier bombs do come in, decent damage dealt across, but Kosuke, first one to fall, and this is now Lucky getting cleaned up. Dogs take a fight. and they just do not win. Danny with the save at the end,
Eon.
and now Piggy is in a bit of a 1v4. He's hitting some damage, but there we go, shut down. No hero play for him.
Oh, I think Danny got the hero play already with the Eon pick. I think that's the thing that's keeping him in this now. Huge ad actually for Lucky. Like, this is significant ad. Even if they lose mid off of this, the Dogs are gonna have a nice chance of trying to come back. Unfortunately, Sneaky is not gonna be able to do anything because Yak just traps him immediately. But you know, still, they're gonna be able to buy themselves some time here. They're just staying in this. They're still only down around on the side of the Dogs, even with 10 minutes off the clock. Very good opportunity for them to come right back into this if they play their cards right. Ideally, they don't want to have a soldier just sneak in, but, well, it's K and Tyr we're talking about. Unless Danny. Ooh,
very, very low there. Eon surviving just barely on 10 HP. But manages to get out. And, I mean, honestly, like, you sack him one soldier, not the end of the world. It's even Uber still, right? Lucky, but Venomcrest so far have shown that they are very much willing to aggress before they actually have the Uber charge. They kind of have a pick to work with. The sniper from Sneaky doesn't quite connect, and this is now one soldier sacking in. Sentry Gun dead already on last. Scout does not win the 1v1, and this is so much cap time on the point. KN with a nice little denial rocket as Uber is coming out here for Dogs, looking to stabilize, but they found no kills. This is just a scout on the point. Piggy falling as well. There are no players left alive on the Dogs, and Venomcrest light them up on last. Take the fight win, and they're up 2-0.
So much for turning the tides. They had a chance, but I think Lucky just didn't build fast enough, right? I feel like if they'd used that ad better, build it faster somehow, there was a chance to turn the tides there, but they just left their time on the table. And
This shot is
what
so
a play!
disgusting, by the way.
What
Oh
a
my
play!
God.
Absolutely disgusting. So Venomcrest up 2-0. Still plenty of time to play for. 19 minutes, certainly not the end of the world. And the Dogs have been putting up a fight. They're not going down without a battle. They certainly want to bring it to Venomcrest, and we'll see if this mid fight will once again be something where they bring it to Venomcrest. They did all right in last time. Term fast this time around. Nice little rocket there onto. Oh my God! He's got Piggy's number today.
Oh my God! Destroying Piggy now as a counterbomb comes in onto Eon as Kasuke just barely manages to find that rocket now. No heals for the side of Venomcrest means that they will probably take this mid. Can they go anywhere near that much further, to be honest? There's a lot of damage here onto Danny. They're taking as much space as they can because there's no player numbers here for the Dogs. They have no positioning either. And they are just being bullied out.
June is already behind. He's in behind. He's directly
my
behind the combo.
God.
One shot. Doesn't. That second one. Come on. Oh, the force is good enough
But
as
look,
well.
the rest of them are dying on second as well. They're only 4 up here. And yeah, they take the Uber fight and they kill a couple players. But this is really, really nice for Venomcrest.
Yeah. No, they're doing completely fine for themselves here. I mean, Eon just now spawning again as well. But at the end of the day, they got second. They have an easy shot at last as well with an equal situation. And they're coming out on top of this, again, reveling in the chaos a little bit, right? As soon as they get one player in behind, that's when the magic works. That's when it really happens for them. And it worked out that time. We'll see
really
how they play it now.
I love the aggression from them as well, right?
Yeah.
Just recognizing that they can just take the fight anyway. Yeah, they don't have heals, but they can just take the fight. They are, I think, individually, I think you look at these two teams and you would just generally say that Venomcrest probably pound for pound have better players individually, right? And that's kind of what they're playing on a lot, and they're just taking better fights. Dogs unable to deal with it. And now, once again, so the aggression coming out. KN fancies himself a bit of an air shot. That's a wrong soldier to hit, but he just does it anyway. Onto Danny, shut down from nowhere. And I think there's a bit of aggression coming out. Eon's going to have very, very soon. Lucky has a counter Uber 2 pop, and it is pop first, but the health bar's not quite there for Venomcrest. As now the counter Uber can come out, but Yak is already dead. It's just Juno walking across onto the point because the heavy needs to get taken out. Does get focused down. Now Demo Man to fall as well. And Venomcrest just pushing through on absolutely nothing and win the fight anyway.
Apparently running on fumes is all they need to do. They don't need much fuel in the tank at all. it's a beautiful one. What is Terum on right now? This is incredible.
Destroying them.
What is he doing? That's absurd. Oh well. 3-0 for the side of Venomcrest. 16 minutes left on the clock. Dogs putting up a fight, but they got a little bit to go. They got a little bit of work to do if they really want to get themselves back into this match. Looking a bit shakier now. Not really finding a response to this just constant Venomcrest aggression, right? The aggression is really driving them back, and the Dogs are being put in the kennel.
So far, unable to find much of an answer. It feels like every time they have an advantage, they just lose it to Venomcrest. Going in anyway, back in onto middle. These soldiers are so aggressive. And it's an early kill onto Yak. Now finally, bit of good Dogs positioning here on the mid. Looking to follow up a little bit. It's Vanu dropping down quite low, and Danny takes a really nice trade there on top. Middle's kind of stabilizes. One down a piece, no Kazuke, but no Demo Man. Should be favorable for the Dogs, but they're just finding a kill onto Sneaky. Counter kill onto Tiram is fine. Good rocket onto the other scout, but I think Venomcrest somehow, some way, just walk out of that mid on top.
Just about edging it out, but it's by no means decisive, right? Both teams keep their Ubers, both teams keep their medics. Good positioning still for the Dogs here as well, not too many players lost, so if they can put a fight up on second tier, it's a very tough one for Venomcrest to just get in for free. KN does slip in through cheese, but not uncontested, right? He has to fight for it, has to leave again as well, meet up with the rest of the team, so not going to get away with much here. They're not going to give them too much of a quarter on the side of the Dogs. They're really going to make them fight for this, have them work through the motions, go to this by the book somehow, as Kosuke probably dies on low ground, and they find Tiram and KN in the Uber exchange. Okay, I mean, it's called an exchange. It's actually just a force out of Lucky.
Yeah, sacking in both their soldiers for the medic force rather is completely fine, right?
Yeah.
Now Eon, no soldiers up for either team means that this walking into grass is really, really free. There's not that much spam coming out because look at Impo. He's busy just sticking up that log area. That means that this second completely free for Venomcrest. They walk in absolutely free, take this space, and now they have their players back. Massive advantage to push on to last win.
Certainly one to lose for Venomcrest. They've made it work 3 times already. I wouldn't be surprised if this is another one they convert, but all it takes is Sneaky hitting that shot once.
Hitting that is a song I listen to.
True, unfortunately that shot isn't going to be happening because they just Uber straight through low before anything could potentially ever happen. And that's a lot of cap time coming out already from Venomcrest. They're just nuking them on the point, just denying them any sort of ground. And there you go, 4-0, going on match point within 16 minutes.
They are playing so well off of the fact that it feels like Alien Workshop have no point presence whatsoever, right?
Yeah.
Like they are just so fast onto this point. The second they see that there is no stickies on the point, I'm not entirely sure where Impo is putting them, but it really feels like they're just walking in for absolutely free. Impo not there to deny it at all. This is Venomcrest now commanding lead, as you say, 4-0 up already, going into another mid. I don't know if the Dogs have won a mid.
I don't know. I feel like they looked okay on some of them, but I will have to see if this is one where they can actually be decisive for once. Because even if they do win, they need it to be a big one. They want to at least put up a round, come back and smash somewhere. Both soldiers boyfriend bomb across. Unfortunately, they don't find anything except a little bit of damage onto Eon. Lots, mind you, but nothing to clean up with whatsoever. As the rest of their team, the rest of their backlines get cleaned up instead. There goes Piggy. It's only Sneaky and Lucky left once more.
Oh, but they DC'd. They disconnect as
and
well.
Varnu's in behind too.
Now, oh no.
Oh no. Okay.
Oh, they linked back
took
up.
the
And
right
Vanu
door.
chose the wrong direction. Oh, we're still sneaking. I think we might.
He's just stacked.
Okay, think about
there.
this. Think about this. They just don't look.
They
Because
just don't
Impo
check.
hasn't been sticking the point.
Yeah.
Sunny.
He's gonna get away
Sunny,
with this.
they're gonna cap.
No, he's getting away with
They're
this.
gonna cap, and he's just gonna back out.
He's definitely getting away
Sunny.
with this.
Because Impo doesn't stick to the point. Look, he's sticking left side. He's just gonna win.
Oh my god.
Oh my.
It almost worked too. And then Impo dies anyway as Jun just runs in and kills the demo.
They're 3 down though. I don't know. Like Yak died as well. This is a really funny play. Okay, but like Tiram, like come on, the bit is dead.
No.
The joke is over.
Come on.
Like it's not funny.
Okay, then he's not gonna win 1v4. I think they're biting off more than can get through at this point. The Varnu spy, huh?
Are we just gonna keep
And
going
the
for
Yak
it?
stuff, the doubles. We love
This
to
is
see
why
it.
we come to LAN.
This is why we love to
Look,
watch
they're
Venomcrest.
trading on second, which means no one's gonna cap, and then there's double spy capping my last because why would?
Or get
Why-
like a cheeky double stab, or
No, like there's no
this
one
is
there.
peak.
Look, there's
This
one guy
is
capping.
this is the absolute
This
peak.
guy gets like stabbed or something.
No.
Oh, it's too late actually.
Oh, they-
it's fine.
oh, okay.
Okay, now there's just a spy chilling on my lust, and I don't have a demo. Sunny, I really
I'm speechless.
want to do serious TF2 casting.
Yes.
That's what I like. I really like interesting, exciting games where I get to yell and scream. But sometimes I have to cast Yak on the Spicicle instead of playing Demo Man, trying desperately to go in and backstab Lucky.
They're not gonna see this one coming though.
No,
it's
no,
actually
no,
gonna
no,
work.
No, no. He's disguised as a soldier. He's moving too slow.
Don't worry, they're gonna hold S at some point. He's just gonna
No,
stab.
no,
he's
no,
gonna get the
no,
stab
no,
onto Lucky
no,
right
guys,
now.
guys,
He's gonna
guys.
get away with it for free.
Why?
That's what we like to see. The Yak spy working out. It's the long con game. And look at that. The rest of the team crumbles immediately afterwards as well. Nice little rocket by KN. It's only a scout and a demo with Impo and Loyal Piggy remaining, and both of them, well, at least one of them gets cleaned up as Impo is running for his life as best he can.
Eon has full ad, by the way.
Yep. Yep.
In all of this, it all comes down to the fact that Eon has 100% and every one of the dogs died. So Venomcrest can just kind of cap mid, and now they can just look to re-aggress into second, right? Like, Sneaky's on the spy. He is Sneaky, famously spy player.
Yep.
So surely.
It's in the name. So maybe he can clap back with a spy player of his own that might work out. And nah,
that's a soldier down.
Okay, we'll see. Danny's a bit of a distraction as Sneaky has uncloaked. Okay.
I really wanted that when I was
No.
Can you believe that the Demo Man player was more successful than the literal spy main?
That's embarrassing, actually.
We're on last already, though.
Yeah, no, they're probably going to win this round.
Uber's popped and everyone's kind of dying as well. No one's really alive to save it anymore. And I think that's the Venomcrest 5-0.
Yep.
So fast, we have literally no desk, by the way. So you're going to listen to us for a little while longer as we try to break down the game, as we try to huddle back and ask the question, where is Turbo Tabs? We are actually, never mind. Oh my god, we're saved. Do you have, let's talk a little bit about the game that we just watched.
Right.
Because we came into this and expected it to be really close, and let's talk about
why
it wasn't.
At least a little bit closer, right? I feel like the Dogs, they're this LAN team. They play decently closely against Venomcrest at Uberfest as well, right? Like, I think they put up more of a fight. Maybe it's been a long day. It is like the penultimate game of the day. It's the last one for the Dogs, for that matter. They have a bye run after, so that was the final game. So, you know, they played all day. They're probably tired. They're still making playoffs anyway. Maybe they just phoned it in a bit, right? They were like, whatever, let's just get this over with and have dinner or something. I don't know, but, you know.
No stickies on point, and then you just kind of push it. And
that's a weird one.
That's my analysis. Guys, I've been told by production we're not even going to a desk. We're just going to a break. So stay with us. We have an interview that we can play now with one of the players you just watched get rolled. And then break time. And we'll see you back for the last round of the day.
I'm here with Danny, the pocket for the Dogs. Probably the top Div 1 team, I'd say, at this LAN. How you doing, Danny? Just got here. You enjoying it?
Yeah, I had a long travel day. Just got here like a few minutes ago. Pretty excited. Happy to be here.
Okay. Have a look at your group, right? I believe Group B, am I correct?
No, it's Group A. Actually.
Is it Group A?
Yeah.
Okay. It's quite the stacked group.
It is.
Would you rather have been in Group B?
Yeah, I'd say so, because most of the games would have been closer. I don't think it would have been like more safe to get fourth. It would have just been like more close games. So, you know, yeah.
Maybe more things to learn from.
Yeah, obviously. There would have been more teams closer to our level, where I feel like Group A, you have like Witness and ForFence, who, even though they have Sake, I don't think there's a pretty likelihood that we can beat either of those teams. I think Venomcrest is probably the most beatable. I think the MAC team is like a toss-up, if I had to be honest. I think it's going to be them or us for fourth place. And then I think the bottom 4 team, I believe, or like bottom 3 teams it's going to be, they're like more around the Div 2 level. I think we should be beating them. And then, yeah, I think the big game in our group is definitely going to be against Big Bill Clan.
Okay. And when it sort of comes to the playoff stage on the Saturday and the Sunday, you know, you're going to be coming up against teams from the other group, of course. Who would you sort of be looking to face from the other team? Obviously, there are a bunch of easy teams, but if we're looking for a close game, you know, is it the Anticides of the world? Obviously, they've had the roster switch up. They got Crunch Charl out of nowhere, or, you know, are you hunting down AMS? Who would you like to sort of challenge?
Well, they have the Phoenix team. We've been going back and forth with them a little bit. Honestly, but if I had to say, I would say Danish Tyrant Regime. I heard AMS was talking some shit. I saw the Essential Intelligence bit. I think AMS is like, his soldier is really bad. Like, I played with him in Swift when we were in Prem together, and I don't rate his soldier at all. That team was unbelievably dysfunctional given the quality of players that they had. I mean, you have players with top Prem experience dropping points to an official only Garda Panteri team. I think that's like...
it's criminal, isn't it?
It's pathetic if you ask me. So I would love to play against them. You know, I don't think that we would necessarily be favorites to beat them, but I would love to play against them. See what they're like. We haven't scrimmed any of the Prem teams, so... Oh,
you've stuck strictly sort of Div 1, Div 2
kind of it's kind of like play what we can get, you know. All of our scrims have been usually with at least a Merc or 2. A lot of us are busy with real life. We've been mostly focusing on individual practice. So we haven't scrimmed any Prem teams. We've beaten every Div 1 team other than the Demo Night team, which we haven't scrimmed. So we don't exactly know where our level is going to be. We could be like just a top Div 1 team, but not good enough for Prem. We could be on the same level as some of the lower level Prem teams. We don't know.
Okay. I mean, let's go for hopes and dreams. Okay. Obviously, there are 7 fairly full rostered Prem teams. plus the MAC team that went through the Prem qualifiers earlier in the season. So there are 8 top teams. Okay, do you think you can crack your way into that top 8?
I mean, it's going to be hard, of course, because we don't have like the level of practice that they might have had. But I think if you look at teams like Zamakot or like I said, like the bottom 4 Prem teams, especially like the AMS team, Zamakot, the MAC team, those are the teams that I think we can have a pretty realistic shot at beating. I think when you start talking about, you know, Forfence, Mandem, Anticide, Witness Gaming, that's where it's gonna start getting really, really hard. You know, it's Venomcrest is like an 80-20 in their favor, I'd say. I think we have probably the most realistic chance against them out of the top teams, but it's still like, it would be an insane upset if we did actually beat them. But we're looking to make the games competitive and close.
Hey, you know what LAN's like? Things can happen.
Of course.
Magic occurs. Yeah? Alright, well, I've got a few sort of quirky questions for you now. Well, actually, we'll start with predictions first. And I want you to give me a bit more of a creative answer. Okay? Don't be the boring and say winners.
Yeah.
Okay? Who do you think, player-wise, is going to have a standout performance as LAN? Who's going to be, you know, carrying, dropping frags, doing that top DPM? Who's going to be like the MVP of the LAN?
It's a hard question. I know that Hans has been playing really, really well in the past season. He's been like improved a ton, but I don't know. I think Balder is really gonna. I think if Mandem win the LAN, it's gonna be off the back of some ridiculous Balder performance. Would be what I'd say.
He's gonna show up.
Yeah. I would have said Brugman, but he's not here for the group stage, so I don't know how he's going to be with the
Might
one
not be
day.
warm, day 2.
Yeah, exactly. Getting here like in 2 days, doesn't have the group stage under his belt.
Okay, cool. And just one sort of last quirky one for you. Who would you rather have micromanaging you on your team? Would you rather have Sneaky for 30 minutes, you're on process, Danny this, Danny that, he won't stop talking, or your main man Lucky?
It's hard. I mean, I think I'll go with Lucky. Sneaky is the type of guy.
Sneaky the cat.
Sneaky the cat, of course. The Spiderman of Swift fame as well, of course. We'll be on Snakewater last, and we're just holding that shit. If you see our team shirts tomorrow, well, we have some.
You have team shirts?
We have team shirts. Kazuki got them made. Shout out Kelvin. You're going to be seeing Snakewater last as the background, because we're just holding that. I think Lucky's a bit more. He's a vibes guy. I loved playing the few games that we did play with him before the LAN. He's good for the vibes. Love playing with him.
Cool, perfect. Thanks for taking the time to talk to me, Danny. Hopefully we'll be seeing these shirts tomorrow. And yeah, good luck in the tournament.
Thank you, man.
All right, welcome to the analyst desk. It's a rare little treat. I've actually got one of the players straight from the game you just watched. I know we had to go to a little break, but it took a while to get him here. He was disguised as soldier. Yak. Welcome. Obviously, please take care of your mic. I want to hear every little detail. Now, obviously, for one, I'm just going to come out with it. How the hell do you and your team like talk to each other? Just educate all the people out there, like what the dynamic is like in Venomcrest.
So when we're playing,
point it.
Okay, won't point it. When we're playing, we all hate each other, like visceral hate. Like everyone is playing wrong. Everybody is doing something stupid, and we let each other know. But like at the end of the day, we're all mates, so we can say that to each other and not really get too annoyed. But when we're online, whoa,
I mean,
you can't see that.
I've been there in the flesh. How do you like? Is there a safe word? How do you forgive each other? What's like? I can't even repeat what you guys say on the stream.
Good. We'll get banned. Okay, it's not that bad, but no, we just let it out, and then people feel good that they've let it out, I think. Sometimes it does go a bit too far, but most of the time it stops at a good point. Yeah.
I mean, just to add credence to it, not Steven. You've obviously been paying attention to all the other teams and whatnot, all this. Is there any other team that comms like these guys at all?
I mean, there's definitely some crash out teams. I heard the Mr.
Spill.
Preglodons.
Spill.
They were screaming each other, Samsky crashing out. And then the Velo Gaming as well was having some crash outs in there.
What about these top
right
teams,
by Witness.
these Prem teams that are like playing off and they see, it was like, see you next week, and then Are they actually coming like this at all?
I've definitely heard some shouting, but I don't think it goes to levels. I mean, there's like hype shouting though as well. That happens in your comms as well. Like you guys like screaming when something goes well or there's a big air shot, and you see that a lot. But I don't think it's quite the same system that you guys have.
Yeah, we kind of just speak. We just speak. We let it out. We let our passion be known. I'd far rather have my players be passionate and be mad than be like empty.
I was gonna say, is there positives to it? I mean, the only thing I can find about it is like you don't mince words. You just say what your problem is. There is no like aftercare. There is nothing. You just guys are like saying like this is stupid. Like,
yeah, I mean it is. Have you seen Eon? Exactly.
Touche. Well, okay. Now, obviously, it's a rare treat to have a player from their own game come onto the couch here. So I thought I'd take advantage, if I've still got a producer. Yes, I have. If we could go to logs, that would be brilliant. We could have a look at your logs. You said you haven't seen these logs at all. So it would be nice to see your stats while they're panicking in the background and all this. You've also told me a nice, unique stat that hasn't been said on logs. You haven't lost a game yet here at LAN.
It's true. That's true. So far, unbeaten. But our next game is Witness. So that might change. Yeah.
Now, Stephen, like just outline for me, obviously, a lot of teams have been calling themselves LAN teams and whatnot. And just to put into context that hopefully like Yak might back up, is there anything special about like a LAN team? Or these other teams got like any sort of credence to them saying themselves as LAN teams? Or is Yak literally the only example of a LAN team?
I mean, I think there are other teams that are similar. I think you guys definitely actually are the people who get the most from like the LAN buff. I mean, I think Dortmund shows that. I think you would not expect to do nearly as well as you guys end up doing. I think you had some really, really good and close performances, whereas in season it was shaky, right? It was a rough season last season, and then you came into that LAN and then did super, super well. I think the only other people I really see is like the Mac and Pickles team. It's similar, right? Like they're just like super vibe space. Like when things are going really, really well, those guys just on top of the world, doing really well, but they can kind of crash out. And if, you know, Pickles is having a shit game and not saying anything and Mac is tilting, you know, it can definitely happen. So I think it's a blessing and a curse. When things are going well, it's good. When things are going bad, it's not so much. But other than that, I think it's hard to say that any other teams get like a big buff at this LAN.
Yeah. So outline that about for me, Yak. You know, when you guys say we're a LAN team, you know, we love LAN. It's all about LAN. I'm sick of online.
Yeah.
Is it just purely motivation, or do you feel like there's just some magic in the LAN atmosphere? Or
no, people genuinely don't enjoy playing online. On my team, like online, you regularly play against people that just don't show up to LANs. I've said it many times that there's people with interesting configs.
There's some implications there.
There are implications. And it's just like, you're playing online, you're hiding behind a corner, and the only reason they find you is because they have these huge shadows. And then you go to LAN, and you hide in the same corner, and you don't get found. Why does that happen? And that's not even like cheats, that's just having crazy shadows.
Yeah.
If someone saw that at LAN, they'd be like, nah, that's not okay.
It's interesting. It must be nice. Do you think LAN is quite the stamp of approval then? If you turn up to LAN, like it puts a lot of like doubts away.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay,
for sure.
Is there any players here that have like you've rocked up where you're like thinking, man, this guy is just not real, and you're like, oh wait, okay, I see it now.
This LAN,
maybe just LANs in general. Maybe one that sticks out to you.
Yeah, there was one in like Copenhagen. It was a guy called Kazarok. He was a sniper, and online I thought he was cheating, and then he was just as good in person. He was like really good. So yeah, respect. But most people that I've thought were cheating don't ever come to a LAN.
Yeah.
So.
What about you, not Steven? You got any sort of memories of someone you were like, man, this guy is cracked online, and he's actually cracked offline as well?
I don't think there was anyone who I thought was cheating. I mean, the big one in the day was AZN. And then he dodged the French LAN that he was meant to go to. That's the big one I remember. I don't think there's anyone else. I mean, Boulder was, I don't know if anyone necessarily actually thought he was cheating, but he was just like, I think there was a couple of people like, glad he came to LAN and showed, yeah, no, I'm legit. There's like no way you can suss me and think I'm cheating. But yeah, no major ones for me.
Yeah, I think the ancient ones for me were like just some of your old scout ones, like your ridiculous, like your shockies and
your
maybe
quads.
like your quads. Wow, that was very wild. Yeah. But I don't suppose we got any of those logs. No.
I think the
Maybe.
biggest one.
Oh, we got them. We got them. They're right here. All right.
The logs are here.
Yak, live. You get to break down your stats here. Obviously, it's a 5-0 stats, but do you feel like overall pleased with your team's performance or anything? What does a player even look at when you open your log page? Do you just directly look at your stats?
Yeah. So the first thing I looked at was I looked for myself, and I saw that I went even. So that's okay. It's not good, but it's okay. The next thing I would be looking for is my damage done versus my damage taken. It's positive, so that is a positive. Yeah, that's what I look at, and then I don't look at much else.
You never look at your teammates and go like, this kid Juno has to go. He's doing absolutely awful.
I mean, Juno was trolling, but that's pretty normal.
What's a stat that you guys, do you actually benchmark anything, like as players? Do you ever go like, you know what, this has us concerned here?
For my own team?
Yeah.
Yeah, if someone's negative, like bigly negative or dying a lot, it depends though. Like, you play a map differently. Like, one map you might play and your soldier has to bust all the time.
Yeah, King of the Hill, all those sorts of death maps.
Yeah, exactly. But if your soldier's just permanently busting and he gets, over a death a minute, it's fine. But if it's just someone feeding, like I was doing at times, that's not so good. Like, I probably had 3 deaths, which were just pure feed.
I mean, color me interested about your team. Obviously, your dynamic is like you guys are very aggro. You kind of like go. I would say so. Would you not say compared to the average team, you have a lot less value on your lives?
Yeah, I'd say that. I'd say our soldiers have really good DM, and they like to try and use it as much as possible. And if we don't all go in to try and help them, we're just going to let them die, and they're just going to be feeding. So we just have to do what they do. And it's fun. It's fun to try and kill people, but we can slow it down. You'll probably see it if we're playing Witness next, that we might slow it down a bit. When we played Fence, we slowed it down a bit. Yeah.
Stephen, I'm not sure you caught any, just to kind of round out our couch, obviously, not to make it the Yak show. Did you catch much of the game? Did you obviously watch any highlight clips, anything you want to stand out for you from that game?
I mean, there were some good air shots in that game. Tiram hit a really, really nice air shot during that.
I ran over. I actually ran it. I was like, holy Jesus, I don't want to catch this guy, but yeah, that was good.
And then Juno got away with murder one time, just got on a medic, and then when he absolutely should have not, and then survived for like 5 seconds afterwards as well. So there was some weird stuff going on, but I think the soldiers are always going to have the big highlight reel. I was going to say, do your soldiers just instantly click air shots and then beef each other to who got more air shots on the logs?
Yes. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, okay, good.
All right. And just to round us out with one last question, Yak, do you guys actually clip farm? Do you guys think about like all these things where you're thinking like, I could cap the round, or I could get this pick, this very slow pick on the medic, and it'll make a banging clip?
I wouldn't say it's on purpose, but it's good, you know? I like to just go spy sometimes. I'd do it if I wasn't being casted. I'd do it in a scrim. I'd do it in a pug. It's fun. It's fun to play a bit of spy. It makes people mad.
Brilliant. Well, it's not been maddening here to have you here on the couch, Yak. I've had fun. So thank you very much for indulging me.
Thank you.
And obviously, we're going to head it back to a little break, and then we've got more rounds of our group stage coming up.